Have you ever wondered why Apollo 17 was the last manned mission to the moon? Each was hell-bent on providing its technological prowess and ideological superiority through the space exploration. The goal: to land the first human on the moon. The United States Apollo program, run by NASA, was the answer to this challenge. After a series of trials and tribulations, the Apollo 11 mission triumphantly achieved this goal in July of 1969. Astronaut Neil Armstrong's iconic words, "The one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," echoed around the world as he became the first human to set foot on the lunar surface. But the story doesn't end there. The next 3.5 years, NASA launched 6 more Apollo missions, each with its own sets of goals, triumphs, and challenges. The program reached its conclusion with Apollo 17 in December of 1972. Apollo 17 was not just another mission, though. It was the grand finale of the Apollo program, a mission filled with the first and the last. It was the first night launch of the U.S. human spaceflight and the first mission to include a professional geologist, Harrison Schmitt. It also holds the record for the longest moon landing, longest total moonwalks, largest lunar sample, and longest time in lunar orbit. But most significantly, Apollo 17 marked the last time humans ventured beyond low Earth orbit, the last time we felt the lunar dust beneath our boots, and last time we gazed upon our home planet from the lunar surface. So why did we stop going to the moon after Apollo 17? Let's dive into it. Apollo 17 launched on December 7, 1972, was quite a unique mission. This was the 6th and final mission of NASA's Apollo program and marked the end of era. The crew comprised of Commander Eugene, Command Module Pilot Ronald and Lunar Module Pilot Harrison Schmitt. Cernan and Schmitt were the last 2 humans to step foot on the lunar surface, making history in process. What made Apollo 17 stand out was not just the historical significance, it was also the first mission to include a professional geologist, Harrison Schmitt. His expertise was invaluable in helping to understand the moon geological structure and history. In Apollo 17 crew spent over 3 days on the lunar surface, a record that still stands today. They conducted 3 moonwalks, collecting samples and conducting experiments. These moonwalks weren't just about serious scientific work, though. They also had their share of lighter moments. Such a moment came during the second moonwalk when Cernan accidentally knocked over the rock sample with a hammer. The rock, named Jackie Rock, after Cernan's daughter, split open to reveal an unexpectedly beautiful interior. This provided an unforeseen opportunity to study the inner structure of the lunar rocks. Then there is the saga of the lunar rover, affectionately known as Moon Buggy. At one point, the fender of the rover broke off, causing lunar dust to spray over the astronauts and their equipment. The solution: good old-fashioned duct tape. Yes, you heard it right. They fixed the fender with the duct tape, providing once again that this handy tool is truly universal. These anecdotes not only add to the touch of humor to the mission, but also highlight the resourcefulness and adaptability of astronauts in alien environments. They were explorers in the true sense, braving the unknown with courage and sense of humor. Apollo 17 definitely left its mark on lunar exploration, but why was it the last of its kind? Stay tuned as we delve into the reasons behind the end of the Apollo program. Contrary to the popular belief, the end of the Apollo mission wasn't due to the lack of interest or ambition. As we delved deeper into this fascinating period of history, we found the reason behind the determination of the Apollo program were more far complex. The first significant factor was budget constraints. The Apollo program was an expensive venture. At its peak, it consumed 4% of the federal budget. That's quite a chunk of change. The reality is, maintaining such a colossal financial commitment was unsustainable in the long run, especially when other pressing needs were calling for attention back on the planet Earth. Then there was an issue of public interest. The excitement that once surrounded the space race had begun to wane. The first moon landing in 1969 was the monumental event that captured the world's attention. However, as the Apollo mission continued, the general public started to view them as routine. The allure of the moon has lost novelty, and the appetite for the lunar explorations began to develop. And let's not forget about a shift in scientific focus. The Apollo missions has achieved their primary objective, landing humans on the moon and returning them safely to the Earth. With the mission accomplished, the scientific community was eager to explore other frontiers. There was a growing interest in studying our own planet more closely and understanding the complex system that govern life on Earth. There were also increased curiosity about neighboring planets, Mars in particular, and the possibility of life beyond our planet. Lastly, there was desire to foster international cooperation in the space exploration. The space race has been characteristic by competition, primarily between the United States and Soviet Union. However, the 70s rolled in. There was growing sentiment for collaborative efforts in space exploration, which eventually led to the project like International Space Station. So it wasn't lack of desire to explore, but rather a shift in priorities that led to the end of the Apollo mission. Despite its end, the Apollo program has left a lasting legacy, just as echo of Neil Armstrong's famous words still lingers, so too does the impact of Apollo missions. It's not just about the footprints on the moon or the lunar rocks that now sits in the museums worldwide. The legacy of Apollo is far-reaching, shaping our world in ways we may not even realize. Let's start with the technological advancements. The Apollo program was a technological marvel of its time, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. The computers used in the Apollo mission, for instance, were a fraction of the power of today's smartphones, yet they guided astronauts across the void of space and back. These early computers spurred advancements in microelectronics, leading to miniaturized, high-power technology we have today. And then there is a scientific discovery. The moon rocks brought back the Apollo astronauts have given us invaluable insights in our moon information and history. They have helped us understand the moon relationships with our own planet and have reshaped our knowledge of the solar system. The Apollo program has also had profound social impacts. It inspired an entire generation to look up at the stars and dream. It sparked interest in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, fields that continue to drive our world forward. It showed us that as a species, we can achieve great things when we work together towards a common goal. Moreover, Apollo set a stage for international cooperation in space exploration. Today we see this in form of International Space Station, a testament to the unity we can achieve when we look beyond our early borders. Though Apollo missions ended over 5 decades ago, their influence remains. They shaped our technological landscape, broadened our scientific understanding, and inspired us to reach for the stars. They have taught us about our place in the universe and have shown us what we are capable of. The Apollo program may have ended, but its impact is still felt today. So, are we ever going back to the moon? This question is one on the lips of every space enthusiast. An answer is resounding yes. The moon, our nearest celestial neighbor, continues to captivate us, drawing us back with the promises of scientific discoveries and lure of lunar dust. NASA Artemis program is leading the charge, aiming to land the first woman and next man on the moon by 2024, maybe 25. This isn't just a report of the Apollo missions. Oh no, Artemis is setting its sights higher. The program plans to establish sustainable human exploration by the end of the decade. Imagine that, a permanent human presence on the moon like a cosmic outpost, paving the way for the future space voyages. But it's not just NASA who's got lunar ambitions. The private sector is also researching for the moon. Companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and developing lunar landers and rockets, turning what was once the domain of nations into the playing ground of private enterprise. These initiatives are not just about the profit, but about pushing the boundaries of what's possible and inspiring a new generation of dreamers and doers. The reason for the returning to the moon and manifold. Yes, there is scientific research. The moon is a treasure trove of information about our solar system history waiting to be unlocked. But it's also about preparation. The moon serves as providing ground for technology and strategies that will be needed for longer, more challenging missions to Mars and beyond. So while the moon may seem like a step back, it's actually a leap forward. We are not just going back to where we've been, we are using it stepping stone to where we want to go. And who knows what surprises the moon still has in store for us. While we may not have returned to the moon yet, it's clear that our lunar adventures are far from over. While the moon remains the key focus, it's not the only celestial body in our sight. As we look to the future, space exploration is set to go beyond the moon, stretching its wings further into the cosmos. Let's take a trip to our neighboring planet, Mars. Place of red dust and enormous potential. The Mars missions are no longer a thing of sci-fi movies. They are real and they are happening. The scientists and space agencies around the world are actively planning for the day when the first human footprint will mark the Martian soil. Then there mind-boggling concept of asteroid mining, imagining extracting valuable minerals from chunk of the rock hurtling through the space. It sounds like a plot from a blockbuster movie, but it's very real possibility. Asteroids are abundant in resources like iron, nickel, and even precious metals. As we exhaust the resources here on Earth, prospect of mining in space is becoming an increasingly attractive option, but it's not just about resources, it's about understanding our universe better. Each asteroid, each planet we explore brings us one step closer to answering the fundamental questions. What are we made of? Are we alone in the universe? And then there is a deep space exploration, the vast expanse of the cosmos filled with galaxies, nebulae, black holes is waiting to be explored. As our technological advances, so do our ability to reach farther into the cosmos, to explore and unexplored, to see unseen. The future of space exploration is a thrilling one. It's a journey of discovery, of pushing boundaries and stepping into the unknown. It's a testament to human curiosity, ingenuity, and unbeatable burst of knowledge. So while Apollo 17 may have been the last man-moon mission, it certainly wasn't the end of our journey to the stars. The stars are calling and we are ready to answer. So there you have it, the story behind the last man mission to the moon. From the triumph of human achievements to the bit better end of the era of the Apollo 17 missions was a pivotal moment in our history. It symbolized not just the end of the Apollo program, but also shifting our perspective towards space exploration. We started off by revisiting the reason why the Apollo mission came to the end, the financial consideration, political climate of the time, and the public booming interest in the moon landings played a part. It's fascinating to think that something monumental as landing on the moon could be influenced by such earthly concerns. But even as we close the book of the Apollo missions, we didn't close the book of space exploration. Instead, we turn our attention closer to home, to the mysteries of our planet and its immediate neighborhood. We launch satellites, build space stations, and send rovers to Mars. It was a shift from the grand-daring leaps of the Apollo era to the more measured, methodical approach, and now we are seeing another shift. As we discussed, there are renewed interest in returning to the moon. Governments and private companies alike are setting their sights on our closest celestial neighbors. The Artemis program, lunar bases, mining operations, the moon is becoming a stepping stone to the wider cosmos, which brings us to the future of the space exploration. As we look ahead, we are not just dreaming of the moon or Mars. We are dreaming of distant stars and exoplanets, of galaxies far, far away. The end of Apollo missions wasn't the end of our cosmic ambitions. It was a pause, and now we are continuing to start our journey even more. Remember, every end is just a new beginning, so here to head the next chapter in our cosmic adventure.